Good morning. Good morning to all of you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to a very enlightening address by the chairperson of the School of Law and Legal Studies, who had this distinction of being the Vice Chancellor of National Law School, Bangalore, for 10 years. He is a voracious reader and a prolific writer, a scholar of eminence, a man who has etched his name in legal history. The institution that is known is perhaps the number one institution in the whole country and perhaps abroad. In many countries, the National Law School, Bangalore, during his time, made history. You are coming to an institution which has been founded after the Prophet and the Pathfinder, Swami Vivekananda. And I repeat, I yesterday also said, you are children of immortality. Amritasya putra and Amritasya putris. You are children of immortality. But how do you immortalize yourself? I was just pondering on this, how to immortalize oneself. How many Indians have won the most coveted Nobel Prize? How many Indians? Any answer from the audience? How many Indians have won the Nobel Prize? How many of you have heard of Einstein? Please raise your hands if you know who is Einstein. All right, good number. And who is Newton? And who is Edison? And so on and so forth. And who is Hargobind Khorana? Hargobind Khorana. Yes, you please tell me who is that? 19? Yes. He won the Nobel Prize for medicine. And Hargobind Khorana, thereafter, we have added to the list, there are 10 Indians who have etched their names in history. In the annals of history, they'll be always remembered. It's like immortalizing oneself by being to Stockholm and being honored by the highest jury of the universe. All these scientists have immortalized themselves by their noble deeds, by being very creative geniuses. So do we expect from you that each one of you will be a thinking being. I'm sorry to say that law is one discipline which does not figure in the list of Nobel Prize winners. Sadly so, not even one Nobel Prize in law. We have, of course, been nominated Professor Subbarao, who is Professor Emeritus and who has taught Constitutional Law at the National Law School, Bangalore. His name has been sent to the jury. Let's hope out of 603 Nobel laureates, I hope his name is added to 604 Nobel Prize winners. Because when he speaks, the whole world listens to him with rapt attention. And he makes others listen also. So how many of you have a wishbone? Wishbone? How many of you have wishbone? Some of you want to be judicial officers, some of you want to be advocate and record of Supreme Court, some of you want to be judge advocate general. How many of you want to be judges? Raise your hand, please. Very good. One hand raised, 2 hand raised, 3 hand raised. So 4 or 5 of you in all want to be judges, honorable judges. Fine. And how many of you want to be advocate on record of the Supreme Court? There are another 5, 10 names. And how many judge, advocate, general in the army? 1 or 2. So this institution has to its credit 45 judicial officers, 25 judge, advocate on record of Supreme Court, another 10 have gone to the army as judge, advocate, general. So we distinguish ourselves. Law is our flagship program, and we attach the highest importance to law. Law to me has done more harm than good to this society. It is like flogging a dead horse each time you interpret the law. The law is the same, the Constitution is the same, so many times, so many amendments have taken place. The job of a legislator, like I was a legislator for 15 years, on my behest, 2 legislations were legislated in the House. 2 acts were amended. One act was Delhi Transport Vehicle Act. Earlier to that, long before 87, we had a system where quarterly, yearly, we were supposed to deposit our road tax. On my committee's recommendation, Delhi introduced one-time road tax. So I made a difference to the legislation. Delhi Motor Vehicle Act was amended, and only one-time road tax, no quarterly, no half-yearly, no yearly road tax. Another amendment was made in law was the Delhi Sales Tax Act. Now it's called the VAT tax. We had only 150 votes. We amended on the recommendation of my committee, this Delhi Sales Tax Act and now the VAT tax. That act also got amended. We doubled the number of votes, thereby raising the revenue from 17,000 crores to 76,000 crores. So this is the net effect of legislation, effective legislation. Legislators legislate, their private members' bill, they find a place in the statute book. Most of the bills are piloted by the treasury benches. And we have a whole lot of Constituent Assembly members, they were mostly lawyers. And today, we find wrong application of law. So many people are languishing in jail for no fault of theirs. Everyone is held for treason, for being not so loyal to the motherland. And social rights activists are, for the last 5 to 7 years, they have been in jail without getting a bail. The system has so many flaws. It is expected of you that you will rise to the occasion and shall be championing the cause of the have-nots. People who don't have access to justice. People who don't know what the law of the land is. Drafting a bail application is a very technical thing. So innovatively, Professor Venkat Rao has introduced 2 things, client counseling and legal drafting. Very important. You have to be good at English in drafting a plaint, if you want to draft a plaint. Immaculate English writing, drafting, and equally client counseling will also help you in getting good business. But is it all about business or doing charity? Because as I trace back the history of law, it started from the church. The clergy used to dispense the justice. The 2 parties came, and the arbiter was no other than the clergy or the priest or whatever you may call them, and they carried a black gown at the back of which there were a pouch. So whatever as charity you want to put in that, pence or cent or whatever you wanted to give as charity, it was the most charitable profession where it began from. Even if you go to Supreme Court or High Courts, most of these gowns, they have a pouch backwards. So whatever you give, they don't even look at it. But now things have changed. You are all pursuing BBA, LLB. Some of the tests will be given to you by the Vice Chairman because he has that background of business management. But everything should not be commercially oriented. You must have sense of philanthropy. You must have a sense of charity. And you owe a lot to this nation because this nation has bestowed upon you the rarest of privilege to get into better institutions where the chairperson is no other than the former Vice Chancellor of the National School, Bangalore, where Professor Venkatrao and Subbarao sir, who teaches constitutional law. So you better not have a wishbone, but you better have a backbone. How many of you can stand and say, I want to be judge, and you should stay firm on your will and determination, and whatever you want to be, you should ultimately realize that. So you should realize your dreams. You should learn how to realize your dreams. That you will learn through backbone, not the wishbone. Many of you want to be judges. Many of you want to be senior advocates. Many of you want to be judge advocate general. Many of you want to be advocate recorder of Supreme Court, senior advocates designated. But then for all that, you will have to slog hard, plan hard work under the guidance of learned people like Professor Subbarao and Professor Venkatrao. The other day I got a summon. Do you know what a summon is? A policeman comes and serves on you a summon. And he was accompanied by the conservator of forest. Surprisingly so, I was astonished why the conservator of forest should come. We haven't deforested the area, we are maintaining the trees very well, we have not cut any trees. But then the conservator of forest, he said that you are rearing a lion in your campus. I said, no, I contested that. We cannot have a lion here. He said, no, the roar of the lion is heard in the entire AU block. And I was completely astonished. I thought, how can you hear a lion's roar in AU block of Pitampura or CU block of Pitampura or BU block of Pitampura? I was completely taken aback. Then finally they started frisking and going from one room to another, and then approximately 200 rooms. It took them a great deal to discover that there is a lion who roars and wakes up the lambs and tell them, your true nature is that of a lion. You should roar like a lion and not mimic like a lamb. And it was no other than Professor Subbarao. I'm not supposed to be using any Sanskrit words today because he forbade me yesterday that I keep repeating one Sanskrit words, and it's perhaps not liked by him. So because he being an Englishman, he has studied English and all the law is in English. Fortunately, unfortunately, it has not been translated in regional languages. Some people have tried to do that, but the interpretations differ. So what I want you is to have a backbone and not the wishbone. What I want you to have is the right conduct, sense of duty, sense of responsibility. And we are on a mission of man-making, character building, nation building. And may you all rise to great heights. I extend to you a very hearty welcome on this campus, which is all charged with Swamiji's blessings. Everywhere you'll feel the pulsation And everywhere you'll find the eternal message of what Swamiji delivered. I want you to have muscles of iron, nerves of steel, inside which dwells a mind of the same material as that of which a thunderbolt is made. That's what he expects from the young men and women. They will be nearer to heaven through the kick of a football than through the preaching of Bhagavad Gita. Very nice. I mean, Saraswati Vandana was rendered. I mean, I'm really impressed with the rhythm that they produced. And we were all very, very appreciative of that. So I'll not speak much today because Professor Subbarao will speak. He's a very learned man, very enlightened person who has read law back and forth. And he will tell you certain tidbits how to be successful in a profession. With these out, I extend a very hearty welcome to all of you. And we have on the dais, whom I should have addressed in the beginning itself. We have the Vice Chairman, Mr. Suneet Watts, who is from University of Columbia, there is Masters. Another Masters, he has 2 Masters and now pursuing his PhD in business laws. Then we have Professor Rashmi Salpekar, who has authored a book on intellectual property with Honorable Justice Shakda. Professor Venkata Rao needs no introduction. He is a very highly literary person and his words are music and has completely mesmerized when he was speaking on the dais. Then Professor Venkata Subbarao, I already introduced you, and Professor Shilpa Khatri Babbar. I use the same expression for both of them, Professor Subbarao and Professor Shilpa Khatri Babbar. They have a tough exterior, but they have a very tender heart. Whatever they do is in your interest. So follow them blindly. That's my advice to you. Thank you.